Guys, this is Esther. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I want to share with you guys my most popular and #1 seller keychain, which are the toastie keychains. And not only will I share the toastie with you, but we'll also make it together. This is not my pattern. I didn't make this up. I found this on Instagram, and I'll put the person's name right here so that you guys can go check her out. She made it as a little jellycat as a jellycat inspired plushie. So depending on the size of the hook and yarn you use will be the variation of size for your toastie. I don't think his name is Toastie. I named mine Toastie because he's a toast. So here's what he looks like as a plushie. Here's the little plushie. He's a little toast. How cute is he? Like I said, I added the little hat, but when I make him into keychains, I use a different yarn. I use this one, which I believe is cotton, so it's not big and fluffy. It's tiny and it's perfect keychain size. And those are my best sellers. Like I think I want to say maybe once I haven't sold out of them, but whenever I take them to the markets or pop-ups, I always sell out. And I have one this coming Saturday, so I need to make some more. All right, so go get your stuff. I'll get my stuff and let's make a toastie. Okay, so for this one, I am using a 3.5 hook. I'm also using this yarn. I should have looked for the color, but I took off the tag when I first bought it and didn't think about saving it, but it just to make it look like the white part of the bread. And then we have the same type of yarn but in a different color for the rest of the bread.
So to start our toastie, we're going to start with a magic ring. For our first row, we're going to add 8 single crochets into the magic ring. For our second row, we're going to do 8 increases, which means we're going to put 2 single crochets into each stitch. After my second row is when I really like to pull and tighten my magic ring to close that little hole. For row 3, we're going to do 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets into the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet. We're going to repeat this pattern 4 times, and in the end we'll have 24 stitches. So again, you'll do 2 single crochets, then you'll do 3 single crochets into the same stitch, and then you'll do 1 single crochet. For row 4, you're going to do 3 single crochets, 3 half double crochets into the same stitch, and then 2 single crochets. You're going to repeat this pattern 4 times, and at the end you'll have 32 stitches. And this is what it should be looking like. So row 5 gets a little tricky, but not really. So you're going to start with 4 single crochets. After that, you're going to do 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Now it might get a little snug because you're fitting 3 in there, but they do fit and it will turn out looking cute. So squeeze those 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. After that, you'll do 3 single crochets, a slip stitch, and then a single crochet. After that, you will do 1 half double crochet, and then you're going to do 2 half double crochet increases, which means you're going to do 2 half double crochets into each stitch, and that'll be 2 stitches. After that, you're going to do 7 half double crochets. And then after that, you're going to do 2 half double crochet increases, which is the same thing I just told you about, 2 half double crochets into each stitch 2 times. After that, you'll do half double crochet, then a single crochet, then a slip stitch, 4 single crochets, 3 half double crochets into the same stitch, so it might be a little snug, but they'll fit. And then the last 2 stitches will be 2 single crochets for row number 5. Your slice should be looking something like this. Now row 6 is our last row, and this is where we're going to change color into our crust color. So to begin row 6, you're going to start with 5 single crochets. Then you're going to do 3 single crochets into the same stitch. This also might be a little snug, but it'll fit fine. So do 3 single crochets into that same stitch. After that, you will do 4 single crochets. Then you will do a decrease. After the decrease, you will do 5 increases. And an increase is when you put 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So you're going to do 5 of those. After those, you're going to do 7 single crochets. Afterwards, you're going to do another 5 increases. So basically, you're mirroring what you did on one side to the other side. Then you're going to do 1 decrease, 4 single crochets, and then you'll do 3 single crochets into the same stitch. Again, might be a little snug, but do it, girl, because it'll fit. And then our last 4 stitches will be single crochets. So you'll do those 4 single crochets. Oh, I lied. We have one more stitch, which is a slip stitch to close off your bread. And for the breads, on one side, you leave a long tail because we're going to sew it around. And then the other side, you could just cut them and leave them to tuck into the little bread. And just to clear things up, the words that I am speaking is not the same thing that you are watching on the video. I had to just cut little pieces off because otherwise this video would be super duper long. And if you've been with me for a while, you know how I feel about really long videos. So I tried to shorten it as much as I could, but still kind of show you the final result. Ta-da! So here's what our bread will look like. Okay, so now that we have both our pieces, remember we're leaving a long tail on one and we're cutting off the other. I'm going to pick one to be the front and one to be the back, and because this one has a couple little bigger holes, I'm going to use this one to be the front. You can definitely embroider the eyes, or you can use these like I am. The very first one I did embroider the eyes. I don't know if I find a picture, I'll put it here. So I got this on Amazon. I will leave the link to these in the description box below so you guys can go check them out. They're not very expensive and they have a lot of sizes. Plus they also have the little noses just in case you want to do dogs or cats or I don't know. You can see all the sizes it comes with right there. And so it comes with a lot, and it was like $7, I think. So I'm going to choose the smallest eyes, or should I have gone with the bigger ones? I don't know. No, this one's fine. So I'm just going to find wherever I want. So there really is no rule for this. Like I said, you can embroider them as well too. Now I have seen people who burn the backs of their little things. I don't. I just push it in until I feel or hear the little click. So you didn't hear it, but you could see it. You can feel it and you can see it there. Edge securely in. So we're gonna do the same. Like I said, I have seen people who burn the edges. I don't do that, but you can if you want. And then I leave the blush in the mouth for the very end. So now we're going to take our 2 pieces, wrong sides together, making sure that we are putting in all our little threads in. We're going to take a darning needle. I use a plastic one. So this is how I do it. We see how in the stitches here there's a front and there's a back, and then there's a front and there's a back on both sides. So I'm going to take the back of the front side and the front of the back side, and then I'm just gonna pass it through, and then I'm gonna do the same all the way around. So the front of one and the back of the other, then we go the same thing over and over. The back of one and the front of the other, all the way around. Something very important is you want to make sure that you are going stitch with stitch, that you are not skipping stitches or putting them in the wrong ones. You want to make sure that it's the one that goes with the other one once you align them. That way you have a nice securely closed toastie. Otherwise he's going to fall apart and all his little innards are going to come out.
You're gonna want to leave a little opening so that you can stuff your little toastie. When I first started making these, I would forget to stuff it and I would close it all up and then I'd have to undo it and oh, it would take forever. Now, I always tell myself, don't close it. Make sure you get all the little corners of the toastie. Once you get to the end, you could just fasten off and hide your extra yarn. Now we're just gonna push, you know, the little fluff around to make sure we get that little corner where we sewed him up. And now let's do his little smile and the blush. For my tiny ones, I use embroidery floss. Start back here. I'm gonna put it. This is the blush that I use and it's from ColourPop. I really like it because a little goes a long way. So just tap a little. I know that not everybody likes the little blush. I do, so I add it. I add it on everything. I don't care. I think it's cute. Boys can have blushy cheeks too. And then the last thing I do is I add my, I add my little keychain things. I will also add these. I really like these, like the kids like them for their backpacks with those rather than this. So I'm gonna make a few with these and then I'm gonna make a few with these. The other day, I saw one of my keychains out in the wild. She was wearing it on her purse and it was a Coraline, a little Coraline head, and I was like, oh my God. Then I hide that and we're gonna use this one. What are these little things called? I forget. And these these you can also find on Amazon or Temu or whatever. And that's it, guys. We made it. Oh, I love it. And that is how we make our little toast. Again, this is not my own pattern. I found this pattern free on Instagram. If you guys do make a toastie, go ahead and tag me on Instagram under Esther Made or Esther Luca, and I will love to see how yours came out. Remember that you can change the hook and the yarn to make it bigger or smaller. Like I make these with a 3.5, but the other one I believe it was a 5 or a 6, and that's a little plushie for the shelf and it looks super cute. Anyways, guys, that is it for today. I know I'm not the best at tutorials, but I wanted to share this with you just in case you're looking for something new to add to your market. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. I hope that you guys like this video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe and join our tiny family. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.